Hi everyone, welcome to my studio. My name is Diane Fago, and here on my channel I share art journaling, I do collage work, I do mixed media and junk journaling, and today I'm going to share with you more of my working in my Fields of Dreams book. And I've been working in this off and on for quite a while, and it's been a pretty interesting process as I've been going through this and adding images onto the inside. And now I am ready to start doing just kind of the next layers in this book, if you want to call it layers, just the next adding of collage elements in here. I finally kind of figured out what I want to do with it. So I have all sorts of images cut out, and I'm just going to go ahead and take you over to my work area and share with you what I'm going to start doing in this journal next. And I do have several videos just of me kind of really just figuring out what to do in this book. So I will be sure to post the links down in the description box of those videos. If you are new here, welcome. I am so happy to see you. Welcome to my channel. Please like, please subscribe. Let me know how you're doing down in the comments. It is really cold here in Nebraska, and it's going to get colder. I think the real field temperature right now is 5 below, and it's supposed to get down to, from what I heard, wind chills down to like 50 below. So we are in the depths of coldness, and it's just a really good time to stay inside and work in my journals. So this is what I'm going to work on. I hope you're all doing well. Thank you so much for being here, and let's just go ahead and get started. I'm really excited to show you what I'm going to do in this next. All right, so this is my journal that I've been working on, and this is something that I started quite a while ago, and it has been something that has just kind of been growing bit by bit by bit, and I've just been working in this journal in a different way than I've ever approached working in a journal before. And at first I was like, okay, why am I doing it this way? And I was questioning things, and then I would maybe try to not follow my instinct for what to do next. And then I was like, no, I need to listen. I need to listen to this inner artistic voice that's talking to me. And so I have just been working in this book just kind of bit by bit as I felt led to just kind of do the next step. And the way that this has been different is that when I first started it, I started working in it how I've worked in all of my other journals. And that was just, you know, I actually did this page right here first, and, you know, completed the page. And then I think I might have done this. I'm not sure. It's been so long ago since I've started working in this. I was like, I don't know exactly what I want to do with this journal. And so I just kind of stopped. And because I felt like I had to have a specific purpose set, an intention, a very specific intention set for this journal before I started in it. And so I just let it sit for a while. And then one day I was going through my basket. One of my baskets is full of images, and I just kind of started pulling images out, and I thought, you know, maybe I should just start covering up the text in here, because I knew from the very beginning that I didn't want the text to be shown. And at first it's like, well, do I paint over it? You know, or what? And so I decided to just go through my basket of images that I have and just start covering up all the areas that had text. So this was actually all text. So this is actually, on this page, this is all ones that I glued down. But here, this is the image that was in the book, and then I adhered this one down and this one here in the corner. Here, this is the image that was in the book, and I adhered this one down. Some of these were full, you know, the whole thing was an image. So this one I added the things on top. I think there was like a big a deer or something right here behind this flower. So these are all ones that I added on. This here, I covered up the text with the images. This is one that was in the book. And it's actually kind of difficult if you're just flipping through to tell which ones belong in it and which ones don't. This one here, I put down this image. So that's what I did. That was the first thing I did. And then I let it sit again. And then I decided that I wanted to kind of work in it a little bit more. And so I went through and added images on top of some of the ones that I had already placed on there. So like I had placed, oh, that one, oh, this one is one that I did place down. Let me try to find, okay, so this one here is one that I placed down, and then I added the door on top. I did add the flowers there because I thought maybe I would start doing that, and I totally skipped that and went on to doing this other thing. So this is the only one that really had the flowers on it. Here, so I'm trying to find another example because there's a couple in here where I just kind of went through and added another image on top. So this wasn't to cover up any text, this was just to add just another one on there. So I went and did that. And then this sat for a while. And I've been looking at it and looking at it. I ended up picking it up one day and covered up the text that was here on the flap and did that. And then I did this first page. And I think I've pretty much decided that I'm going to do found word in this. I don't know if I'll do any writing. I always say that. But I think just to kind of keep it consistent, I might do found word through all of it like I've done here. So now what I have been thinking about doing is one night I was going through some of my things and I came across some of these catalogs, and I don't know why I've been getting them, but I've been getting them. And actually it's funny because I get an email every day from the Postal Service that shows me pictures of what's coming in my mailbox, and there's a brand new one of these in my mailbox coming today. So so I've been getting this catalog, and I've just kind of been putting it in my drawer that I have with other magazine images of people and catalogs. And I was wanting to do something. It was evening and I was kind of tired, and a lot of times when I'm feeling like that, just sitting and cutting things out is really relaxing and calming for me. And usually I sit and cut out florals and things like that. But for some reason I decided to just start cutting out people because I kind of looked at a couple, and I've had this book sitting on my work area for a little while, just right over here. And so I was like, well, you know, I wonder if maybe like the next layer for this book is to start adding people. And at first I was thinking, well, maybe I should add florals as the next layer. But I think that I'm going to add people as the next layers. So what I did, what I started doing then, I sat and just started going through this. I had several of these catalogs. So I started going through the catalog, and I cut out all the images that I liked, that I thought might work good in this book. And so I did that for a couple days, and I've never done this before. I've never like pre-cut out elements like this, like in mass quantities. So these are all of the ladies that I've cut out so far, which is probably more than I need, but I'm not sure. There might be more pages in this book than I think. So I've done that. So I've got all these cut out. There's a few that I left in squares because they just, you know, it was better to leave them like that. I think she actually needs to be cut out. There's a couple that I wasn't totally sure, but like this right here, I liked the background that was behind her, and so I kept her like that instead of cutting her out. And the same with this one. And this one here, I love how it's got the roses on here, but I don't really care for her. I don't really care for her dress. So I think actually what I might do is get one of these other people and find somebody that will cover her up. So that, you know, I like it better because I like how the flowers are on there. I've got this one here, which, where did that other little piece of paper go? I had a little, oh, this scrap right here came from here, which once again, I am really bad about throwing things away, and I like that little strip of paper, especially with the little bit of roses up there. So I could use this as part on one of the pages. This might not totally match. I'll try to find one that'll work, but you know, say I put it there and then I could put an image there to cover up over that spot that, you know, where her elbow's at. So I'm going to keep this. I don't know if it'll be used in that, but I'll definitely put it in my basket that's got all my little scraps of paper in it. So and then there's some bigger ones in here that won't make it into this journal because they probably won't fit, but ones that I want to keep to use in different journals potentially. So these are just some of the other ones that I found. I love how she's on the stairs. I think this might be one that I might put this one. This is one that I would save to put in my big collage journal or in my Nomad book. It would work really well in my Nomad book. I love how it's got the stairs behind her. So that's what I've got there. So I've got all these girls cut out. And in the times when I wasn't cutting out all the girls, I have just been sitting and cutting out florals. So anytime that I have wanted to sit and work on something that I just wanted something quiet to do, didn't, you know, in the midst of all of kind of doing this bit by bit, I've been finishing up working on all the pages in my collage journal at the same time. So I was really, since I had finally started working in that journal again, even though this was like kind of happening in the background, and I was really, really, really wanting to work in this too, since I finally had like an idea of how I wanted it to go next. I had to kind of set this aside as far as really, really working on it so that I focused on finishing my collage journal, because that was like super, super important for me to do. So cutting things out was kind of a way for me to work in this journal without like working in this journal, if that makes any sense at all. So the other thing that I started cutting out was florals, and just to make it easy, I just started cutting everything out from this same book. And this is a book that I picked this up at a store called Five Below. So everything in that store is $5 or below, and so I paid $5 for this. And just to make it easy, I've just been cutting everything out of this one book, which is kind of nice because they're all, you know, they're all different, but they're all kind of in the same color type scheme since it's all from the same book, and it's all more cohesive, I guess is the word I'm looking for. But there's a ton in here. I've already cut a lot out, so this is what's inside. And I've got some pooled that I want to cut out next. Some that I am in the process of cutting out, like that. I absolutely love this. I can't wait to cut this one out. It's beautiful. I think there's a couple in here. So these are the ones that I have pulled out to cut out next. And I have no idea if I will use all these in this book. But now that I have them cut out, I've got them ready for other projects. So, and I like just sitting and cutting things out. So I have got all sorts of these that are finished. They're all tangled up now. I've tried to be so gentle with them. And as I was picking out ones to cut out, I've just been trying to do different colors, have, you know, a variety of colors that I've got, since the things going on the pages in the book are all a bit different. So I just cut out ones that I liked, and just a variety of colors to work with. So this one was. So that's what these are. And I'm pretty sure all of these came from the same book. I think this might be the only one. Oh, maybe this one did. I'm not sure. So that's what I've got with these hollyhocks. So now what I'm planning on doing is taking my book here, taking all my people here, and my flowers, all my florals that I have got cut out, and I'm just kind of gonna go through, trying to figure out the best way to do this so we can see. I think I'm just gonna go through and flip through pages and just look and see what would maybe go where. And I don't know if I want someone on both pages. I could probably, since I've got so many of these catalogs, I could probably make that happen. That's kind of cool how I could make her hand connect with that line there. I think this is going to be the next step. And since I like to layer my stuff so much, as far as let me see, let me try to grab one of these to give you an example. I like to have my florals kind of weaving in and out and in the front and behind my things and people, and since that's what I like to do, that's why I had to wait to glue anything down, because I needed to have both of these cut out at the same time so I can work on it together. So instead of like gluing down all the florals and then as one step and then going through and gluing down people on top of that, that's another way that you could do it. But since I like having things intertwined like this, the only way that I can achieve that is if I do these two at the same time. But I think that is what I'm going to do. So I don't know if, and I think the other way to approach all of this is I'm not going to really glue anything down. I'm not going to glue anything down until I'm sure that that's where I want it to go. Since I've got lots of options on lots of pages with lots of different florals, and I can probably do quite a bit of interchanging and moving things around, I'm not going to commit to anything until I'm 100% sure that that is what I want to go there in that space. So it's just going to be a lot of this, a lot of moving and deciding. So, but I'm really enjoying how this is just kind of coming together, and I've just been letting it come together in this way, and just in a sense kind of letting the journal tell me what it wants to happen in it next. So one of the things that I've really been trying to work on is just to not push things and to let things come naturally as they want to be, and to not force things, because whenever I start trying to force things, then I never like what comes out of that. Something like one of these might be kind of cool here, the way her finger is. That's kind of fun. And if I can't, you know, I still got lots of florals that I have to cut out, so that's kind of, I don't know. But this is where I'm going with this. This is where this journal is currently leading me. And I have shared several videos kind of as I've been working through this, through the process of figuring out what to do in, you know, in this book. So I don't want to cover that up because I like how that says Fields for Dreaming and introduction. But so be sure to, I will try to remember to add links down in the description box to all of those other, all of the other videos where I've worked on things. So a lot of this is just going to be looking at what's going on around, kind of as matching colors so that it works with all, so everything works together, so that nothing's like, it's such a weird color that it's, you know, not gonna, that it clashes instead of complements. But, and I know there's a couple in here where, once again, I know that I forced putting an image down just because I was trying to fill the book up, and I haven't decided if I am going to, I like how that's round and her hat's kind of got the same shape to it. I haven't decided what to do, if I want to try to tear that page out, not the page, but tear the image off. These are all put in with mono adhesive, so it's probably in there pretty good. But I know that there's one in here. This one I'm kind of on the fence about. I don't know, and it might be this on this side, so I don't know if this one's fixable. So that one's one that I want to play around with, and this one here, I don't like this. I don't like this whole thing. So I'm not quite sure what I want to do about it just yet. Even just doing that kind of helps blend that together. And if I think it's the birds and whatnot that is in here that maybe I can find. Well, see, that right there already changed everything. That has helped a whole lot. And some of these, just with the way the magazine image is, the person's head's cut off, and I don't mind. I'm totally okay with that. Since you can see your mouth, I think that's fine. And that is kind of where this girl, where does she go? We just passed her. This here, this is the back side of something that I had used somewhere else, and I turned this over and saw that, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And so that is why that ended up there, is because I thought that was kind of neat how that looked. So, so yeah, I don't know if I want to spend time now trying to make some of these work, or what. This is for sure something that a lot of it's just going to be trial and error of placing things down and switching things out and seeing what I like or don't like. And a lot of times when I'm doing stuff like this, it's really easy for me to get lost in my thoughts, and I know that I go quiet. I don't know if I have another one that would work. I've also got a bunch of these that I haven't cut out yet. These are all from another book that I was going through. It's right here. It's from this book right here, and I picked this up a while ago, a few years ago, at Barnes & Noble, and I don't know if there's a price in it. when I got it, I didn't get it for the images. I got it for content. I don't know how much it is. I don't have my glasses on, so this is it. And so it's sat and sat and sat and sat and sat and sat, and it has some really, really wonderful images in it, some really pretty florals. So finally the other day I was like, you know, I need to just get these florals out because they're beautiful, and I would much rather them be in my journal. But this is some of them. There might be one in here that would work on this space a little bit better. The poppies are just so beautiful. So even that would maybe work there. So that's another option too. Maybe tonight I might sit and cut some of these out to have in my pile here. So that's what I've got going on. The other option with this one is just to, you know, I could either cover it up with a whole different image, or I think actually something like this might work. I'm going to leave that one there. So anyways, that is what is happening with this journal presently. And maybe a video of just working in this without me talking would be the best, because then I don't have to worry about such things. So okay, well, that is what I have going on. But I think that just adding this next, you know, layer will really just kind of take this into a new direction. And then the last thing is I'll go through and just start adding found word as I see fit. So I need to get some more florals cut out. But this is what I've got going on so far in here. I don't feel like I have really shown much of the inside. So, okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and finish this one up. A not so long video for me today, hopefully. And, whoops, this looks so pretty, like with all of this spread out. There we go. What is that? Okay. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope that this has given you some ideas on things that you can do in your journal, or just a way to kind of work bit by bit in stages in working through a journal. It's just a different concept that I have, well, it's new. It's a totally new way of working in my journal than I ever have before. Usually I start a page and I, you know, work on it from beginning to end. So this has been completely different. So I hope that you are all doing well. Thank you so much for being here. Please be sure to subscribe if you're not a subscriber. I would absolutely love for you to be one of my subscribers here on YouTube. And if you do well, make sure that you have the bell checked so that you get notifications when I post new videos, and be sure to like. And I would love to hear from you if you want to leave any comments, questions, things like that. And I hope that you're all doing well, and we are in the depths of winter here in Nebraska. We got, I think, 4 inches last night. We were supposed to get 7, so we lucked out and only got about 4. But the temperature has dropped drastically from what it has been. So winter is here. So it's a good time to stay inside and warm and to be working in my journals. So take care, and I will talk with you all later.